Hello guys, HiPhi cars are stagnant and struggling. As competitors falter, NIO is poised to dominate the market and rise above. HiPhi cars have been manufactured, but they are not being delivered. They have been around for so long that they had to get license plates, but obviously, the only place to keep them is this graveyard parking lot. Friends, competitors are dying. HiPhi is already in its coffin. Ultimately, when all this cleansing is over, there will be less competition for NIO, and NIO will be on top. In fact, NIO was already at the top. Let me give you some more examples of competitors that are about to be finished. For instance, when you thought about NIO's biggest competitor in battery swapping, you thought about Rising Auto. But they have only sold a few hundred cars each month. There is no reason to buy their cars. Their battery swap station mostly remains closed. There's just no reason to buy their cars. And their sister company, NIO Motors, has made many price cuts and significantly lowered the cost of their products. So when you can buy an NIO Motors car, there is no reason to buy a Rising Auto car. This company, which was NIO's biggest competitor in battery swapping, is going out of business. They are going to die and shut down. In reality, when you look at NIO's other competitors, there is also CTR, which is doing its EvoGo battery swap, actually using technology from NIO. It was as if NIO gave them this tech so they could work together and build a long-term partnership. So, you understand that EvoGo is actually NIO battery swap. Additionally, there is Alton, which does battery swapping for taxis, and NIO has invested in this too. Interesting, isn't it? So if we look at it, NIO truly has a monopoly on battery swapping. That's it. This is a decided matter. Now, let's get back to the topic. What about those competitors who are struggling? NIO previously had a joint venture called JAC NIO, right? NIO had a 25% stake in JAC NIO, and 25% was held by NIO Capital. And then that company, okay? They had SUVs and such that were similar to NIO cars, but there was no special reason for people to buy those cars. I mean, they couldn't do battery swaps. NIO distanced itself from that brand. But you know, those guys, they're not doing well. They're selling just a few hundred cars a month, very low sales, and every employee, from top to bottom, is selling. When that happens, understand that it's game over. Game over. So, they won't survive either. There are many other companies as well. But the most important thing is that some pure EV competitors can't compete with NIO. In selling pure EVs, they are only able to sell a few vehicles, which is not enough. The situation has become so bad that some have had to switch from pure EVs to EREVs to sell more cars because EREVs still incur petrol tax in hybrids. This is something that customers can more easily accept. So, they are exiting the market, and as a last effort, turning to petrol to make some sales. The situation has become so dire. You see, for example, Avatar 1's sales are very poor. The car is good, but sales are very poor, and they are being forced to launch a hybrid. Okay, Denza, when they had pure electric vehicles, they didn't sell. Not at all. Denza N7 Nana, and they had to launch a hybrid EREV with DMI. So you see that EV makers are having to resort to petrol, who are also exiting the market. Okay. And what you're seeing in the market right now is that Tesla completely dominates the mass market segment. Okay? Tesla sells the most if we talk about the mass market range of $200K to $300K. The Model Y has the #1 sales in China, which is absolutely crazy. Okay? But above $300K, NIO actually sells the best when we talk about pure electric cars. What does this mean for investors? Why am I telling you all this? We were all really worried, and I was too, about all the incentives they're giving and the huge losses they're facing this quarter. In Q2, they might have record revenue. Absolutely. But at the same time, they could also have record losses in the sense that they are giving so many incentives and doing so many things at once. Factory number 3. And then the Envo expansion in Europe and all these incentives. At the start of Q2, a new phone was given with every sale. So, you know, all this hurts margins and results in huge losses. But you have to understand that all this will be worth it as their sales increase. Okay? This gives buyers and consumers more confidence in the brand. Okay? They are selling well, okay? I can trust them that they won't go out of business. Whereas companies that only sell a few hundred cars a month, do you dare to buy those cars? Okay? So actually, more sales validate the customer and bring in more sales. This gives you confidence, okay? And this just pulls buyers away from competitors and towards NIO. So what you will see is that even though NIO is giving so many incentives and facing huge losses, what will happen is that everyone else will leave the market. Okay? NIO will be one of the few companies that will remain. And at the end of the day, when this price war is ongoing, yes, the price war is still ongoing. Although some people are saying it's coming to an end. Okay. This elimination phase, this cleansing phase, I think it will take another 1.5 to 2 years until some weaker players are completely out. And by then, it will be completely obvious. You have NIO, you have Tesla. Which one will you choose? The other players will cease to exist. You won't trust them, and they won't have the service network or anything else that NIO or Tesla have. So, this is what's going to happen. This is the end game. This is the final outcome. But during this cleansing phase, it will be very difficult. Okay, it will be very difficult. They will have to give a lot of incentives to maintain high sales and eliminate competitors. This will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of effort. It will take a lot of money, and it will take a lot of patience. You will have to be very patient as it will take time for these players to disappear. They won't disappear immediately, okay? But as their sales decline, their future sales will decline even more. Okay? And when they don't have the funds to do further R&D to improve their products, their future products, then it will be game over because selling old technology in a new era doesn't make any sense for the consumer. And what we're seeing is that the pace of tech development in cars is very fast right now. Okay? It's very fast. NIO launched LiDAR on the ET7 a few years ago. And now everyone has LiDAR. It's just crazy. Okay? But eventually, okay, most of them will be gone. This policy is ultimately going to benefit electric vehicles, and we are witnessing it. Recently, more than 20,000 license plates have been issued exclusively for electric vehicles. It is expected that EREVs will be removed from the green license plate category. It is beyond understanding why EREVs, which still use gasoline and are harmful to the environment, have green license plates. Anything that uses even a drop of gasoline should not get a green license plate in China. However, I didn't make these rules. The Chinese government did, and it is still beyond comprehension. But they are now realizing it and saying that we are giving green license plates to vehicles that are polluting the roads. So, eventually, they will make changes in this, and we are seeing some restrictions being imposed on EREVs and PHEVs. So, be patient, because NIO will definitely survive. NIO will remain at the top of the market, and other competitors who are gradually disappearing will be gone. When all this happens within 1 to 1.5 or 2 years, NIO will either fully dominate the luxury EV market, and hopefully, with Envo, it will capture a good market share in the mass market and also in the budget tier with Firefly. But it will take time for competitors to disappear, and they are indeed disappearing. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.